All right, so quadrilaterals, quad means what? Four. So four sides and four angles. Now, I know we do a lot of things that add up to 180. For a triangle, it was 180. For a quadrilateral, your angles add up to 360. So that's another important number that it's good to know. So four sides, four angles, and your angles add up to 360. We're going to just do the left half of this today. So the trapezoids will be next time. All right. Parallelogram. Have you heard that word before? Just to start with that, parallelogram. It's like someone took a rectangle and sort of bent it to the side. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you have a rectangle, but it just sort of like got bent a little bit, right? Your opposite sides are congruent, and congruent means what? The same, equal, right? The opposite sides are the same. The opposite sides are parallel, which, to review what parallel means, it means your two lines, if they went on forever, they're never going to touch. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you know what parallel means? Just making sure. Your opposite angles are congruent. So the angles across from each other are congruent. When you look at it, they'll look the same. You'll go, oh, that one looks like that one. Same side angles add up to 180. We have done that before when we did parallel. In fact, you did it in the warm-up. Do you know how you took the two things and added them to be 180? It's that, okay? And then the diagonals, which go across, like diagonally, bisect each other, which means they cut in half. So if you want to write cut in half here, if that will help you remember, like bisect means cut into two pieces. Bi means two, like a bicycle has two wheels. Anyway, bisect means you cut in half. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to flip our paper over and we're going to do our parallelogram problem, and then we'll move on to some of the other shapes. All right, we're going to do these four today. So flip over and we're going to do the parallelogram. This is a parallelogram, this WZYX thing, okay? I'm going to go in and fill in all of my sides, and we'll answer the sides questions, and then I'm going to erase it, and we'll go do all the angles. So it says XY is 15. I'm going to put 15 right there. Where can I also put another 15 then? If this side is 15, WZ is the other side. I'll take that, the other side, right? WX, this one is 22. So then also 22 is Z. Good, perfect. We're using the good vocabulary, right? ZX is 32. Okay, so look, that means from here to here is 32, but we just said it gets bisected, which means cut in half. So if the whole thing is 32, that means this is 16 and this is 16. 32 split in half is 16. Did you all come with me there? Okay, 16 plus 16 is 32. All right, and then the last side, WT is 10, so this is 10, which means TY is also 10. So here's my suggestion. Fill it all in, and then when we go and answer the questions, it should be real easy. You just can look them all up and find them. So like fill in the whole picture. Now we should just be able to go down the list and fill all these in. ZW, just find Z and W, that's how far? 15. That's all you got to do. If you fill in the whole picture, then you're good to go. All right, ZY, 22, good job. TX, here's T, here's 16. Nice, see, this is going so nice and easy. I love it. All right, and then WY. So, now, hold on. Good, why is it 20? Yeah, there's two 10s. Good job. Now, if you're writing with pen, just watch me do this. If you're writing with pencil, though, what I'm going to do is erase everything I have on there so it doesn't get super cluttered. And we're going to do the exact same thing with the angles now. We're going to fill in the whole picture, and then we're going to do all our angles. Cool, hang in there with me. This is going good. WXT. So watch me point to it. WXT. That's going to be this angle right in here, WXT, if you just kind of trace it. It says that that is 27. Now for a parallelogram, the alternate ones, alternate interior, are the same. So if that's 27, this one is also 27. See how they alternate? Now I skipped one, but I did that on purpose. WZY is this whole thing, and it says the whole thing is 62. So how could I get this blank? The whole thing's 62, this part's 27. Would I add them or would I subtract them? Whole thing is 62, and I know this part is 27. Subtract. So if we do 62 minus 27, that's going to give us this part. What is that going to be? 35? Just trying to do it in my head so I don't have to open the calculator, which means this is also 35. Okay. Where was it? Okay, and then ZWT, so let me find that one. ZWT is going to be this one, that is 77. And then so I know the one alternate to that is also 77. Now here's where this is going to be a little bit of button pushing in the calculator, so just stick with me. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to add everything together to try and find the ones that we're missing. You can do this. Just stick with me. I know it's not my pep talk. No, it's not super fun, but can you add up all the angles we did? What did we have? 77 plus what? Plus 35 plus 27. And then didn't we have all those again? Plus 77 plus 35 plus 27. We had all of them twice. Did I type that right? Yes. Okay. Now you can flip your paper back over if you need to. It's not 180. What did we say all the angles add up to? Is 360. So I'm going to do 360 minus 278. That's what's left. Still with me? Looks like you guys are following me. You're listening. Now I need to take that number and split it into 2 because I have 2 angles that are blank that are left. So 82 divided by 2 is 41. So those blanks that are we still good over there? Those blanks that we have left are both 41. And if you add all of these up, it will come out to 360. That's what we figured out there. This part will be really easy. If you do your hard work there, filling in the picture, just writing your answers is the easy part. Unfortunately, because this is landscape, I can't I have to keep going back and forth. So you're going to just have to listen to me. You can see the angles on your paper. TZY. So TZY. That is going to be this one. So 27. Just trace it. TZY, and then that's the one you want. All right, XYZ. So where's X? X, Y, Z. That's going to be this whole thing, right? So what would I have to do with my 41 and my 77? If I want the whole thing, you're going to have to add them. That's going to be 118. All right, XWT. So X to W to T. That would be 41. Oops. And then last one, XYT. So let's see. X to Y to T would be just this one. So 77. Cool. Hardest part is being able to label the angles with 3 letters. You just go from one to the next to find where that goes. So the one that was the 118 is XYZ. Here, now that I'm done with the problem, I'll get out my highlighter. I just can't erase highlighter. So if you do XYZ, do you see how that's the whole thing? But if you do XYT, if I go XY to T, do you see how that's just this part? It's too bad you can't highlight and then get rid of it. I know they have erasable highlighter, but I don't think they work very well. But if you kind of just think about from here to there, and then that's your angle that you're looking at. It is hard to read them with 3 letters. All right, let's do rectangle, and then I'll give you a brain break because this is going good, right? So rectangle. You know what a rectangle is just from being alive 15 years, okay? You know what a rectangle is. A rectangle has all of these same characteristics plus 2 more. First is 4 right angles. What does right angle mean? How many degrees is a right angle? 90, all right? And you know that from looking at a rectangle. And then your diagonals are congruent, which makes the problem a little bit easier. So diagonals are the same. So we'll flip over and do the rectangle problem, and then we'll do like a little brain break. All right, so let's do the sides first. DB, and just watch me point. I know, hang in there. I know it's the end of the day. This is going well, all right? DB is 42. So if I want to cut that in half, 42 divided in half is 21. So if the whole thing is 42, I know this is 21 and that's 21. 21 plus 21 gives me 42. All right, AD is 26. Where else can I put a 26? And you guys were doing a good job with the letters and everything. If AD is 26, yeah, across from it, BC is also 26. Okay, good. All right, and I think that's all that we have, isn't it? For sides? Okay, let's go and try and fill them in. AC. So I didn't fill this in, but if this is 21 and this is 21, these are also 21. Your diagonals are congruent. So AC is the whole way across. That would be 42. Good job. All right, EB. So from here to here, 21. BC is 26. Now this one we are going to have to actually do some work for. All right. AB. What you want to look at is this triangle. And I will redraw it off to the side, but it's the one that I highlighted. We want to find AB. I'm going to call that X. This side is 26. This side is 42. We're going to do our Pythagorean theorem. So it is X squared plus what? Good. So it'll be plus 26 squared equals 42 squared, and I'm going to just put it in the calculator. I made this classwork all whole numbers. You won't have to round anything off. So they're just going to all be whole numbers. I tried to make it as simple as I could. All right, so let me type this in, and then we'll do our angles, and then we'll take a little bit. All right, so where's my cursor? All right, so what was it? X squared plus 26 squared equals 42 squared. Did I type that right? Does that all look good? You guys tell me if I type something wrong. If I type it wrong, it's not going to work. All right, I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to click right here. Round to a whole number. It'll be 33. It's 32.9, so we'll say 33. So sometimes you need Pythagorean theorem if you have a right triangle then. All right, cool. I'm going to erase, and we're going to do the angles. Oh, shoot. I shouldn't have highlighted. Oh, well. All right. It says DAE. So let's find that. DAE is 52. So I can put 52 right in there. That means this one is also going to be 52. And this one's also going to be 52. And this one's also going to be 52. Now, we said these are all right angles. Right angle means how much? 90. So if I do 90 minus 52, I can get what the other one, what is 90 minus 52? Is that 38? So this is 38, and this is 38, and this is 38, and this is 38. There's a lot of repetition, which is kind of nice. So we have it all filled in. Now we're just going to go list out our answers. Again, I'm going to have to move the paper back and forth here. A, D, C. All right, so here's A to D to C. Oh, A, D, C is just this whole thing. That would be what? You know what a rectangle is. You've been alive at least 15 years. How many degrees is this? 90. Good job. All right, A, B, D. Let's see. A, B, D. That's going to be this one in here. So 38. All right, BCA. So BCA is going to be 52. And then last one, DEC. Now that's right here, and we didn't find that one yet. But if we look at this triangle adds up to 180. So if I have a 38 and a 38, and I want to know what the last one is, what would I type in my calculator? I know a triangle adds up to 180, so yeah, exactly. I'm going to add them, though, just because I think what you said is correct, but I don't want to confuse anybody. I'm going to add them. 38 plus 38, and I'm going to subtract it from 180. And again, I did that by just looking at the triangle that was formed at the bottom. So this comes back up here. And I will answer the phone in just a second, but I want to finish talking to all of you first. So yeah, looking at this triangle, I did 38 and 38, subtracted it from 180. What was it, 104? All right, so go ahead and flip back over to our little flow chart. The next one we're going to do is rhombus. So rhombus has all the same characteristics as parallelogram plus a couple of extras. First one is all the sides are congruent, which is great because that's very repetition, like very much repetition. All the sides are the same, so that's easy, makes it easier. The diagonals are perpendicular, which means 90 degrees. So it even says on there 90 degrees. So those diagonal lines, that's a right angle in the middle. So if you get asked, what's that angle in the middle? 90. And then the last one, diagonals bisect, which means cut in half the angles, which again makes the problem easier because if it gets cut in half, they're the exact same. You know, the rectangle we just did, it was like, what was it, 35 and 27 and 35. Like all the numbers were different. You had two different numbers. For a rhombus, they're all the same. So it makes it a little bit easier. You just get to rewrite the same numbers over and over and over again. All right, so let's try our rhombus here. ZY is 34. So if all the sides are congruent and that one's 34, I can put 34 here and here and here. All the sides are 34. A rhombus is like a diamond, sort of. All right, and then WY is 38. That means this whole distance is 38. So if I cut it in half, 38 cut in half is 19. So each of those is 19. And then this is a right angle in the middle there. All right, so let's do all the sides, and then I'll erase this, and we'll go back and get all the angles. All right, WZ. What do you think for WZ? 34. 34. WZ is 34. All the sides are congruent. VY from here to here is 19. And again, that's why I say fill in the picture first, and then when you go to answer all the questions, you kind of have all the answers right there, right? ZV. I think we do need to actually work for this one, all right? ZV, I need to find. So we're going to focus on this triangle right here. I'm going to draw it off to the side. You can or not, as long as you watch me do it. We want ZV. I'm going to call that X. I know this side is 19. I know this side is 34. And I know it's a right triangle. So we're going to do our A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Just set it up and put it in the calculator. And I'm going to let you round to a whole number for this so we don't have to deal with decimals. All right. So I just looked at this one triangle. I know that's a right angle. I'm going to do my Pythagorean theorem and put it in the calculator. You know, it takes me forever to hit share screen, so I'm sorry, but this is not going to show up on the recording version of this. But I am just typing x squared plus 19 squared equals 34 squared. And I'm going to click right here. And what is our answer? Round to the nearest whole number. It's 28. So 28 for that one. All right, and then the last one, ZX. So we found ZV was 28. So if that's 28, that means this distance is also 28. And so if you want the whole way across, you would do 28 plus 28, which is going to give you 56. So if that's 28 and that's 28, you just add them together. That gives you the whole way across. Oh, shoot. You're right. I'm pretty sure in the calculator I did type it correctly, though. I did. Okay. I typed it correctly in the calculator, so we're all good. I just miswrote that. I'm so sorry. Thank you. All right. I'm going to erase all of this. And now we're going to do our angles. All right. But before I even fill anything else in, I know this one in the middle is 90. In fact, you can kind of put a 90 degree on every direction there. All right. And then we have ZXY is 34. But watch, this is why I was saying this is easier. If that's 34, this is also 34. And then these two are both also 34. So that's what's nice about the rhombus is that all ends up the same. I just need to find what these other ones are. Now, I have 34 written how many times? How many 34s have I got? 4. So in my calculator, and I will share my screen this time so that it shows up. Just takes it so long. You can write 34 plus 34 plus 34 plus 34, but the easier way to do that is what? Do you see how I just multiplied? I had 4 of them. A few of you are listening to me. We're good there. All right. Now, all the angles should add up to what? If you forgot, flip your paper back over. It was one of the first things we did at the top. All the angles add up to 360. So if I do 360 minus 136, 224 is what I've got left. And I want to split that also 4 equal ways. So I'm going to take my 224 and divide it by 4. I got 56. So that means, let me stop sharing here again. I have to do that or it won't get on the recording. What did I get, 56? All right, what that means is this is 56, and this is 56, and this is 56, and this is 56. So again, it's easier with a rhombus because you get so much repetition. You don't have to do as much work because they're all the same. And then we should be able to just go through and list out all our answers, right? WXZ, so W, where's X? XZ is this one. Do you see that there? So 34. All right, WVZ. So V is in the middle. WVZ, well, that is 90. ZYW, let's see. Z, where's Y? YW. So that goes from here to here to here. So ZYW is 56. And then XYW, let's see, XYW is also 56. And then our last shape is a square. Again, if you've been alive 15 years, you know what a square is. And we actually don't have anything to write on this side of a paper. A square is everything that we just said. Do you see how it's a flow chart? Like they all have all of the same characteristics as the ones above them. So squares have got all of them. It means they're the easiest one. So this is 7x plus 3. That means this angle is also 7x plus 3. And I know that the angle should be how much? A square has what degrees as its angle? 90. All right. So if I do 7x plus 3 plus 7x plus 3, I know that they should equal 90. I know a square has 90 degree angles. And then we're going to put that in the calculator. So square is the easiest one. So in the first box of the calculator, I'm going to put 7x plus 3 plus 7x plus 3. And then in the second one, I'm going to put, say it faster than I can write it. Y equals 90. I need to zoom out until I get up to 90. And let's see, I got 6. That went really good, guys. Thank you for listening. So we did our parallelogram shapes. Please don't lose this paper because I'll let you use it on the test. And we're going to do this half of it next time. So we're going to do the trapezoids next time. I'm not going to run off like a whole nother class set of these. So make sure you hold on to this so you can fill in the other half of it. Okay. Your classwork is on Schoology.